everyone! Welcome back to another video. So, today we are going to be doing 5 Google frequently asked questions. So that's kind of like when you go on Google and then you like type up, for example, like, do guinea pigs, and then it kind of like autocorrects it, and there's a drop-down list of different things that people search frequently. And so I'm just going to be answering some of those questions from like research that I've done in my own experiences for you guys. So this is going to be kind of like a series because I like to do kind of shorter videos compared to some other people. And then there's so many different things that you can search on Google. So I'm going to be breaking this up. But let's get into the first 5. So the number one thing that came up when I searched up do guinea pigs is, do guinea pigs bite? So guinea pigs do bite, right? But sometimes they bite if they're scared. My guinea pigs kind of like bite my clothing sometimes when they want to go back in their cage. Or sometimes they like pull at the fleece liner or the towel. But, I mean, do they bite humans? Yes. Sometimes they kind of lick the salt off your hands. Or if you kind of like shove your finger in their face, they're going to bite your finger because they think it's food. So not if you're like putting your hands in their face or annoying them or being mean to them, then they're not really known for biting. Number 2, do guinea pigs sleep? So they do sleep. Every living thing has to do some type of rest or sleep. But guinea pigs don't necessarily sleep like humans do. Humans, we have kind of a daytime and we have a nighttime. And during nighttime, at least most people sleep. And because we're diurnal, we're up during the day when the sun is out and we're asleep during the night. Guinea pigs are diurnal, so they are going to be active for most of the day. But they kind of do this intermittent sleeping thing where they'll kind of rest their head and they'll kind of like leave one eye open because they're prey animals. So they're going to probably sleep in their hideys. They're not really going to sleep anywhere out in the open where sunlight is going to be able to reach them. But if you put like a bed in their hideys, or if they're on some type of soft surface, or if they're on like a nice clean fleece liner, they will kind of lay down and curl up almost as if like a dog would. But they don't really do a full, long period of sleep. They definitely sleep longer during the nighttime than they do during the daytime. But I've like stayed down here with them a couple times, and they are up, you know, in the early hours of the morning and the late hours of night. Like they will be up 12 p.m., 1 a.m. While you're sleeping. And so yeah, they do sleep, but they don't sleep like we do. Number 3, do guinea pigs like to be held? So yes and no. Now, you may be saying, well, that's not an answer. Something can't be yes and no. Well, yeah, it can, because certain guinea pigs like to be held, certain guinea pigs don't like to be held. If you train them to enjoy being held, and you give them snacks while you're holding them, and you're not throwing them around the place, or, you know, scratching them or grabbing them really hard, they're not going to hate it. But you shouldn't be holding them all the time. And again, they are prey animals, so they don't want to be picked up all the time. But if you do train them to enjoy it, then they will somewhat still like it. Now, certain guinea pigs, just as guinea pigs, as different animals and different personalities, they will kind of react differently to being held and being picked up. For example, Bear, he doesn't enjoy being picked up as much as Nacho does. But then once they're both held, they kind of both calm down. And that's why I normally am with Nacho most of the time, but I'm also with Bear sometimes. Of course, you still have to like pick them up to put them in the playpen unless you have some type of ramp or something. So they will have to be picked up. But if your guinea pig doesn't like to be picked up, you kind of have to either train them to like to be picked up, or you kind of have to let them get used to it. And guinea pigs aren't just going to like want to be picked up. So they do, but they don't. And then this last one, I searched up can guinea pigs, and all of it was what they can eat. So I just chose 2. So number 1 is, can they eat apples? Yes, they can eat apples, but they shouldn't be eating apples all the time. They are very sugary. Even when, humans eat apples and you eat them, you're like, oh yeah, that's sweet. It's not savory. It's not like a cucumber that's just mostly water. It doesn't have a bunch of flavor or a bunch of kind of, sugary, sweet taste. But yes, they can eat apples. Only occasionally. I haven't actually yet fed them apples, and they don't need to be fed apples. But I'm gonna wait till they're older. They're not 1 yet, so I don't really want to feed them apples too early, and I don't want them to really only eat apples. So I'm waiting to give them all that sugar, and you shouldn't be giving them a bunch. You shouldn't be giving them a cup. That shouldn't be their daily vegetable. You should be giving them lettuce, cucumbers, all that type of stuff. But yes, they can eat apples. Okay, and then the second can they is can they eat celery? All right, so they can eat celery. I would just rather not feed them celery because it is stringy and they can kind of cough, choke on it, and guinea pigs can't throw up, so they can't kind of spit it back out. And Bear is kind of prone to coughing because he eats really fast, so I'm afraid that if I feed him celery, it's going to be too stringy for him. But yes, if you want to, you can feed guinea pigs celery. Alright, so that was it for this part of the Google FAQs, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you can you can share, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.